Well, that's one way to keep your fans interested. Hey, it's Kloss from Cosmic Commentary. Today I'm taking a look at the Watford Manchester United game, as promised. Real mixed emotions about this game. I don't know who to feel more sorry for. The Watford fans, they were a bit, at least in the first half, they were hard done by. Or Manchester United fans, is this what you watch when things are going well? By all reports, this isn't one of Manchester United's better games, but by looking at results, it doesn't look like they go far from this too often. Going into this game, Manchester United fans would take a 4-2 win for sure. But I don't know, was it just me or was that a really poor performance? Watford, on the other hand, can feel particularly hard done by. Probably the second two goals were probably their own doing, but really, you have a guy that hasn't scored for almost a season and a half. That's a long time to not score a goal. Ashley Young has come out of nowhere, just blasted a shot from a difficult angle, got the keeper at the near post. And to be fair on the keeper, you're normally supposed to have the near post covered, but this one was hit that well. If he hit it any lighter, he probably would have had that covered. Then he pulls this free kick out of nowhere. 2 half chances for Manchester United after all that dominant play by Watford. And you're down 2-0. I felt hollow inside watching that. Then the third goal, Watford probably overcommitted, gave Martial that flick on from, or the pass I think from Lukaku. Easy job, 3-0. But at that stage, I felt like just turning it off because it just felt wrong. Not because it's Manchester United, but just because of the balance of play. I just felt so bad for Watford at that stage, and it should have been 4, 5, 6, 7 goals probably before Watford started that hint of a comeback. But let me just get the emotions of the first half out of the way. So bad. No, I'm going to have to sleep on that one. For all their nice play though, Watford, they looked composed on the ball. They were passing it around nicely. They were creating chances, but I don't know, the lack of a genuine striker. I mean, a lot of teams in the Premier League are struggling with this at the moment. We've got Everton. We've got obviously Watford here. Newcastle as well. Unfortunately, there's a lot of competition for strikers at the moment, and it's really hard to get your hands on one. But in terms of results, it's a bit of a worry for Watford because they've had some great away results, but at home, they haven't quite been doing the job. Kind of wonder if they need to change something or the results will start coming. Maybe they're a bit too much on the front foot when they're at home, but that's already, they lost to Stoke earlier. They got smashed by Manchester City. They should have gotten smashed here by Manchester United. That garbage should not be rewarded. But that fighting spirit from Watford, you got to admire it. I have no idea what Manchester United were doing, what they were thinking, what the players were thinking. I don't know if it was part of Mourinho's game plan or whatever. It's a bit difficult as well. If you get into a 3-0 lead playing badly away from home, it's easy to get lulled into that false sense of security. But you just gotta follow it through. You gotta keep going, They really took their foot off the pedal. You could see that Watford were just itching to go. And having seen Watford pull off some late comebacks this season, I was expecting maybe, a bit of trouble. It probably got a bit closer than I was expecting, but poor preparation, I'd say, from Manchester United at the least. But I really love the way that Silva's got Watford playing now. Hugely refreshing from the chaos that was there before he came in. It was a good appointment by them, not only because it was Silva. I mean, Silva's clearly a manager for the future, but also just in general, Watford were almost certainly favourites to go down had they not signed Marco Silva. Manchester United, I just don't know what to think about them right now. I'm so torn. I mean, sure, they're sitting second right now. They've got a bit more of a gap now because Tottenham lost to Leicester, and of course Chelsea drew to Liverpool on the weekend. But I'm torn because there's a part of me that just wants to hate Manchester United. The fan inside me, part of it because Mourinho, he's an easy guy to hate, but I really feel sympathy towards the Manchester United fans because, like I said, even if you're winning games, it's just so hard to watch. I mean, if you like the commentary team, I think I had Phil Neville and Peter Drury there was a lot of, let's just say that the superlatives were just being overused just a little bit. If you're one of those fans, it's a lot more exciting because everything that Manchester United players do is magic. But if you're grounded just a little bit, I think you'd agree that it's a slightly worrying sight, to be honest. They've got Arsenal and Manchester City to come up next. Arsenal away, Manchester City at home. At this point, playing Manchester City anywhere is difficult at the best. And Arsenal at home are looking very nice. Arsenal usually step it up in the big games at home, not so much away from home, but people forget that a lot. And Arsenal haven't lost since Watford last season at home, and before that they lost to Liverpool on the first day of the season. Other than that, I think they drew all their top 6 games. They might have had a win or two in there. Chelsea. But that's going to be tough for Manchester United. And if they play like this, I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. I just don't know what to think anymore. They look like they're playing so badly, but they're still getting results a lot of the time. I mean, it's just, I don't know, efficiency or something. There were just so many passengers in that team in this game, and you wonder if they're going to get found out. United have had by far the easiest fixture list so far this season, and they're sitting second. They're pretty far off the pace at the moment. I've seen teams look horrible, especially Manchester United, and still pull off the results just when you think, oh yeah, they're going to get smashed. That game against Brighton wasn't too promising last week as well. I mean, I only watched the highlights, but it wasn't too flattering on Manchester United. But they just get these guys that chip in with these goals from just when you think you got everyone covered. You're marking Lukaku, you're covering Pogba. The Martial pops out of nowhere, or Ashley Young, and the next Valencia is going to start scoring again as well. They're a hard team to stop because there's just so many avenues of scoring for them. Oh, and don't forget about Rashford. But really, all sympathies to Watford. They've started the season well. They look good. They look dangerous. They never give up. That's what made this game so much harder to watch. Watford is definitely a team to look for if you want to back one of the underdogs. And Burnley, of course, doing well as well. But Watford, I think, edged it for me. But enough on that. Moving on from this game. Both these teams have a couple of hard fixtures over the next 2 weeks. Manchester United is probably a bit harder than Watford's. But yeah, Watford's still no easy game. They're playing Tottenham. And especially after a loss, it's always a tough one. And then they got Burnley after that, who have been playing quite well so far. Overall verdict for this one, there is little justice in the world. Individual quality has prevailed in this one, but as the season goes on, we'll see if they can keep this up. But here's some questions I have to ask, especially Manchester United fans. Does the way that Manchester United play right now worry you? Especially considering the ease of your fixtures and your points tally so far? Or is it just results that matter, faith in Mourinho, and hope that this can continue for the rest of the season? And for the neutrals out there and the Watford fans, were Watford hard done by in this one? Or do you just accept that Manchester United had better quality and these things just happen? Let me know what you think in the comment section below. If you enjoyed that, make sure you subscribe, like the video as well. Of course, keep an eye out for the matchday reality checks that come out. I try to do it every game week, but depending on schedules. Another way to keep tabs on everything is to go to our Facebook page. The link is in the description. And we have a new Closme Bulletin, just a bit of satire. That's on our Tumblr page, and that is also going to be in the description. And if you can't get enough of Manchester United, I'll be having a look at the Arsenal-Manchester United game on the weekend. So thanks again for watching, and I'll catch you then.